Oh, right, okay.
What happens if
I'm not happy with the results of my surgery? Well, I'd like context on that. So, we have got, if you were to go to our YouTube channel, Eterno360 Clinic, more videos than subscribers, there are answers to this question and more on there. So that one is Eterno360 surgical fees and revision policy. So it really is a discussion of what's included in the cost generally, and then more specifically what to do, what the situation is with further surgery. And basically we try to be quite nice about revision surgery. Becca was asked this. Someone was worried about capsular contracture. Capsular contracture is when breast implants, the scar that you form around breast implants, start to squeeze and contract, and they can change the shape and feel of your breast implants, and they can change how they look, and they can even be uncomfortable. And Becca had a patient ask her, so she asked me, what's the situation with capsular contracture? Well, the implants themselves carry a warranty against capsular contracture, as it happens. I need to look into the timescale, it's on the warranty, but they carry a warranty. But that warranty isn't a sort of all singing, all dancing inclusive warranty. It's £1,000 towards the cost of your surgery, which basically covers the implants, but not much else. But still, it's nice. And I said, but to be honest, if we were to get an early capsular contracture, by which I mean within a year, even though it's not something we've done or particularly been responsible for, it's a known risk, but we do tend to just say, look, this is not cool. You've paid for your surgery, you've saved up for your surgery, you've gone through it all, and now you've got this, and that's not great. So we try to be quite generous on that one, and we try to say, look, we'll approach the hospital for revision surgery if that were to happen. I will waive my fee, I'll ask the anaesthetist to waive their fee, and if all three of us are waiving our fee, then that's free surgery for you. If one of those, we can state it for ourselves, we can't impose it on the others, but we've got a good relationship, and they're usually pretty agreeable, and actually we don't have to ask very often, thankfully. We don't have that come up as an issue. So that's capsular contracture. And more specifically, if you're not happy with the results of your surgery, well, we'd look into what not happy means. So if you have paid for surgery and you've had an expectation set in your mind by me about what you can reasonably expect to achieve, and we haven't achieved it, then I would want to put that right, and that would be at no cost. If, though, you've had surgery and your expectation is what we've said it would, your outcome is what we've said it would be, but you would like more surgery for whatever reason, then that would not be free of charge. And so situations in which that can arise, a really good example is liposuction. If you do liposuction to an area, you can halve the fat thickness of that area. But if you would like half again, then that's liposuction again, and you could keep on doing that and you'll get diminishing returns every time. So that is a further stage of liposuction for which you pay. Another example, actually another quite good example, is skin removal in massive weight loss. Because when if you've had massive weight gain and then loss, then you can see that there's impaired skin quality. You can sometimes visibly see it in the skin. And we can remove that, and we can tighten it, and we can tighten it as tight can be. And it all looks wonderful. And your skin quality itself looks better because it's tighter. It does look better. But it's not better. It's the same skin that you had before. It just looks better because there's less of it, occupying less space. But what will happen, I've tightened it, but that skin will give more easily because it is less strong skin than it would have been but for the previous weight gain. And so it will find a new equilibrium. It will get to the tightness it is capable of being. And so you can be delighted month 1, 2, 3, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, I'd say, is when you kind of get to the most stable point after massive weight loss. And you'll have looseness again. And say it's your tummy. I'd say, yeah, it has got looser again. It has to. But do you remember, you couldn't even stand straight when we did it week 1. So no more could have been taken. And yet here we are. And in that context, I'd actually advise against further surgery. I'd say, look, I could retighten it. Of course I could. And it will do the same thing again. It must. It will. I'm afraid it will. So this is your equilibrium. This is where your skin will settle.
So it will just keep happening no matter how many times you operate.
Yeah, you could do that annually.
Really?
And so
So
there's
the skin has that much give. I mean, how can it's not like hair? It regrows and.
It does. So
Wow.
if you put any body part under tension,
Yeah.
it will stimulate. It will not only stretch
see.
mechanically, but it will stimulate growth. It's actually a form of tissue engineering. We've been doing this for donkey's years. Tissue expanders under the skin. You can expand and expand, and you're making new skin. You're not just stretching the skin, you are making new skin. And actually any body part, so you can do it with a nerve. If you were to stretch a nerve, that nerve will grow. You've not stretched the nerve, you're putting tension across it and it will grow. A blood vessel. This is how children grow into adults. If you get a bone and you saw around the outer layer of the bone to allow you to stretch it, but you leave the center intact and you stretch it, and this is called distraction osteogenesis. It literally means creating bone by distracting, which means pulling it. So there is no tissue that doesn't respond in that way, apart possibly from central nervous system. I don't think it's been shown in the central nervous system. So yeah, this is just what bodies do. However, that kind of thing and that level of expectation should be established beforehand. We have these conversations. I say them to you. I then write them to you. I then print out sheets which say them on it. It should be very, very clear. So thankfully, that kind of issue doesn't arise commonly. The only thing that does happen, I have to say, is that people do get very starry-eyed about their immediate result, especially in the context of massive weight loss.
Yeah.
And they do go through a period of thinking, maybe I won't be the one. That does happen. That can happen. Okay, so that's what you do. Oh, and finally, if you're really worried about this as an issue, then revision insurance. There is such a thing called revision surgery insurance.
Yeah,
so
that's a good idea.
I'm a member of BAPRAS, and as a BAPS member, I have access to an insurance policy which I can take out on your behalf. I have to do it. I have to take it out on your behalf. The cost of the policy is literally the price you pay. There is no commission. There's no incentive to us. It doesn't make any difference to us if you get it. Although, in a way, if you do get it, it's quite nice, because if you were to require further surgery, there's no awkwardness about it. We just say, right, you need further surgery. Here's where it costs. We'll submit a claim to the insurance thing. They pay it. It's done. And I'm always surprised what good value it is. I think it's quite good value.
Yeah, it is good value.
I can't remember the details. Ask us about it if you want it, but it's something like it's £300 or so for £5,000 or so worth of cover.
Yeah.
£5,000 or £6,000 worth of cover. So it's actually quite good value. We've actually literally never claimed on it.
No.
We've never claimed on it. We've taken it out a few times, but we've never claimed on it. But
Yeah.
you know, if you need that level of reassurance, and that's what insurance is, isn't it? It's just peace of mind, reassurance. Then that's also a good thing to do. So we try to be quite generous when we can, or when we think it's at all reasonable that we are. B, we try to set your expectations accordingly. And finally, if you want, you can also take out an insurance policy. That would have been the quick way of answering that.
Yeah, but you don't like the quick way.
No, I don't.
And you guys